American writer and speaker Robert Greene is known for his works including The 48 Laws of Power, The Art of Seduction, The 33 Strategies of War, The 50th Law, and Mastery. Accolades in the field of self-improvement have flooded in for him after the publication of his books. Let's have a deep look on Robert Greene's rules for becoming the best at what you do. 10. Recreate yourself. Instead of allowing other people to define who you are and how you should be seen, take control of your own image. The world is eager to cast you in a certain role in life. And once you agree to play that part, you are destined for failure. Transform your persona into that of a powerful character. One of the greatest and most pleasurable things you can do with your life is to work on improving yourself like clay. Self-consciousness is the first step in the process of self-creation. This means being aware of yourself as an actor and taking control of both your physical appearance and your feelings. The second step in the process of self-creation is a variation on the George Sand strategy known as the creation of a memorable character. This character should be one that compels attention, that stands out above the other players on the stage, and that distinguishes themselves from the competition. 9. Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. Keep in mind that you have control over whether or not you let things bother you. It is entirely up to you whether or not you pay attention to the irritating offender, whether or not you think the situation is unimportant and unworthy of your interest. This is an extremely potent move. The more you want something, the harder you try to get it, and the further away it seems to get from you. This is one of the many paradoxical effects that desire can produce. When you show more interest in something, it makes you less attractive to the person or thing you want. This is due to the fact that your interest is too intense, which makes other people uncomfortable and even fearful. You come across as feeble, unworthy, and pitiful when you can't control your desires. 8. Never appear too perfect. Envy creates silent enemies. It is wise to occasionally display defects and admit to harmless vices in order to deflect envy and appear more human and approachable. This will help you appear more approachable and human. It is in your best interest not to try to help those who envy you or do favors for them because they will view your actions as condescending toward them if you do. 7. Use absence to increase strength and honor. When more people see and hear you, it gives the impression that you are more widespread. If you are already well known in a group, taking a break from it for a while will make you even more respected and talked about among the members of the group. You must acquire the skill of knowing when to exit. Develop value by limiting availability. At the beginning of an affair, you need to make sure that the other person is acutely aware of your presence. If you leave too soon, there's a chance that people will forget about you. However, once your lover's feelings have been stirred up and the sensation of love has taken form in their heart, your absence will inflame and excite them. The fact that you are not providing an explanation for your absence is even more exciting. 6. Court attention at all costs. Put your name next to things that are shocking and scandalous. It is preferable to be ignored rather than slandered and attacked. There's always a bright side to every situation. When you first begin your professional life, it is imperative that you associate your name and reputation with a trait or an image that distinguishes you from other people. Develop a sense of intrigue in the audience. Keep in mind that the majority of people are straightforward, can be interpreted as easily as reading an open book, give little thought to the control of their words or image, and are hopelessly predictable. You can give off the impression that you are shrouded in mystery by merely withholding information, maintaining your composure, occasionally uttering phrases with a hazy meaning, acting inconsistently on purpose, and behaving in ways that are barely noticeable. The people around you will then amplify that aura by continually attempting to understand what it is you are trying to communicate. Engage in an activity that defies straightforward interpretation or explanation. 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Maintain a vigilance for potential assaults at all times and put a stop to them before they can occur. Investigate ways to damage your adversaries' reputations in order to inflict more pain on them. Then step aside and let the people decide whether or not to hang them. The use of doubt is a powerful tool. It will be to the disadvantage of your competitors if you disseminate the information in a covert manner. If you already have a good reputation, making fun of your rival will force him onto the defensive and draw more attention to you, both of which will help your reputation. 4. Always say less than necessary. Persons who are unable to control their words demonstrate that they are unable to control themselves and are therefore unworthy of respect. However, the human tongue is a wild animal that only a select few people can tame. It makes a constant effort to free itself from its confinement, and if it is not domesticated, it will escape and cause you a lot of trouble. Those who waste the treasure they have in their words cannot hope to accumulate power. When you say less than is absolutely necessary, you will invariably come off as greater and more powerful than you actually are, because power is, in many ways, a game of appearances. Don't make the same mistake twice. Remember that you can't take back words once they've been spoken. Maintain dominion over them at all costs. Take extra precautions when using sarcasm, because the short-lived pleasure you may derive from hurting someone's feelings with your cutting remarks will be outweighed by the consequences you must face. 3. Conceal your intentions. Make use of red herrings, fake objects and desires, and other distractions to divert people's attention. You can conceal your intentions not by shutting people out, which runs the risk of making you appear secretive, which in turn makes people suspicious, but rather by talking endlessly about your desires and goals, just not the ones that are actually important to you. You will appear friendly, open, and trusting. You will conceal your intentions, and you will send your competitors on time-consuming wild goose chases. You will be able to kill 3 birds with 1 stone if you do this. Make use of smoke screens to conceal the actions you take. This stems from the undeniable fact that individuals are only capable of concentrating on a single topic at a time. It is really too difficult for them to imagine that the dull and harmless person with whom they are interacting is simultaneously putting something else in motion. 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. If you hire someone who was once your adversary, however, you can expect him to be more loyal than a friend simply because he has more to prove. In point of fact, you have more to fear from your allies than you do from your adversaries. If you don't already have any adversaries, you should find a way to create some. It is possible that you will never know how a friend truly feels, because honesty tends to weaken rather than strengthen friendships. There is a chance that your friends who tell you they admire your poetry, adore your music, or envy your sense of style are not sincere. However, it is more likely that they are. Therefore, the ability to judge who is in the best position to advance your interests in any given circumstance is essential to achieving and maintaining power. Maintain friendships for the sake of friendship, but collaborate with people who are skilled and competent. 1. Never outshine the master. You will rise to the pinnacle of power if you are able to make your masters appear more skilled than they actually are. When it comes to gaining power, one of the worst mistakes that can be made is trying to outshine the master. Never take your position for granted, and no matter how much help you get, you should never let it make you arrogant. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.